Hello guys, I'm here from Not Toys Action Figures, bringing you a slightly different video today. As you can see, you're actually looking at my amazing face and not actually at some toys, because this video I wanted to just kind of give you like an update on where I've been the last couple of weeks, because I've been in Japan, and a lot of my trip in Japan was based around kind of looking at toys. So I thought it might be kind of cool to tell you a little bit about the trip and also show you the awesome figures that I picked up. So I went to Japan. Actually, it was my honeymoon. We planned to do it for like 2 years, couldn't go because of COVID, but finally managed to go. And my expectation, at least toy wise, I was kind of like, yeah, let's see. Like my biggest hope was I really hoped to find the S.H.Figurarts Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. So the first day we were in Akihabara, and there are just so many everywhere, just so many toy shops and action figure shops, and they just sell like everything you can imagine. Like it's S.H.Figurarts and Mafex stuff, but they also have a lot of like Hasbro stuff there too. So my main goal on the first day was to try and see if I could nail down the Green Ranger. So we looked around a few stores, and a lot of the stores there, they're all second-hand ones. So it's where people have sold their figures to the store, kind of like in a, I don't know, it's just like a second-hand store, I guess. So there's always like a hope that maybe you find something cool there. Like you're obviously not going to find a new version of this toy, but there might be someone who sold it to them, and you might get lucky. But yeah, on the first day, so we wandered around. We went around the book-offs. We went around to a place called Manadrake or Mandrake, depending how you say it, which is this massive, it's like 8 stories high building, and on each floor there's like separate things. So on the first couple of floors it's all manga, and then there's like two floors of video games, and then on the top floor there's 2 floors of action figures. And there it's just awesome because you just have like these aisles like of glass cabinets just full of really cool, interesting figures. And like most of it wasn't really that, like for me, wasn't that interesting. I don't collect them. There's a fly flying around. But it was kind of cool to walk through it because it was kind of like a museum of these figures, and they're, you know, like they love Ultraman, they love Godzilla, they love Transformers. There's a lot of Shin Kamen Rider, like loads of Shin Kamen Rider. Like I would say that's the most popular figures, or like down to volume of figures I saw there. And yeah, there's then also some Power Ranger stuff which I was interested in, and lots of other just random stuff there. And I also went to the Tamashii Nations mega store, which was also really cool. The first time I went there, they had an exhibition on that was like the 15 years of Tamashii Nations and S.H.Figurarts, where they showed you like every year from 2008 until now, like the main like marquee figures, and also some of their like really cool stuff. So that was really cool, like seeing a bit of the history there of how it started off with Shin Kamen Rider, I think, and then yeah, I actually did see the green Mighty Morphin Ranger there. It was on display, but you couldn't buy it, unfortunately. And then every year, looking at the stuff and looking at the evolution of the engineering behind the figures, and that was really cool. And what my actual plan was like I wanted to buy some new S.H.Figurarts stuff, because if you've been following the channel for a while, you know I reviewed some Mighty Morphin Rangers on that, but those Rangers are like 10 or 12 years old or something like that. So I really wanted to get and see something new, like see how much they changed, because obviously they've changed a lot. Like the articulation on the new stuff is way better. So there was like 4 figures that I saw when I was in Tamashii Nations, where I was like, okay, we're in Tokyo now at the start of our trip. We're gonna travel around Japan, and then at the end of the trip, I will pick them up, because I don't want to carry 4 or 5 figures with me whilst I'm on my trip. So there was a Shin Kamen Rider Black, where he has like the overcoat, which was really cool. So I wanted to get that. There was one of the new Shin Kamen Riders. I can't remember, it begins with G, but I can't remember his name, where he looks like a wolf, where he has his white mask. And then there was 2 Dragon Ball figures I wanted to pick up: the Super Saiyan Vegeta and the Boy from the Future Trunks. So I had my heart set on them. I was like, okay, they're quite expensive because they were new, but I was like, all right, these are the ones I want to pick up. I can bring back about 4 figures that I hadn't that much space in my suitcase. And for the 3 weeks whilst I was traveling, I was like, okay, these are what I'm going to get. But unfortunately, when we went back to Tokyo and went back to Tamashii Nations, they changed their exhibit. So the exhibit wasn't this 15 years celebration anymore. They were now concentrating on like robots. So there was like a lot of concentration on like Gundams, and also like Evangelions, and on Iron Man. It was like this big focus on that, and it also meant that they're in like the products that they had in their store also changed. So it was mostly just robots and stuff. So I missed out on picking up the stuff that I wanted. which was really frustrating. But nevertheless, yeah, like I said, we then went around some more of the second-hand stores, and there was some stuff I'd seen too where I was like, okay, yeah, I would really like to have these as well. I just don't have the space for them. But since I couldn't get the Tomasi Nations stuff, I decided to pick them up. So yeah, all of it is Power Rangers. You can see with the first one that I picked up, the SPD Green Ranger number 3. Not really necessarily Power Rangers that I know a lot about, but I was happy to see them. And you can see, so this one I got from Book Off. It cost 2,400 yen, which is about 17 euros. They were relatively cheap, especially for S.H.Figurarts. Again, they're very old. This one is from like 2012, or at least that's when the copyright is written. I'm not sure about the exact release. So the articulation is probably going to be the same as the Red and White Ranger. Like I'll link them in the description because I already reviewed them. But still, this is a very nice figure. He has all of his accessories. He's relatively cheap. I don't know much or anything about SPD, but I know that he looks cool and he's a Green Ranger. So I was like, yeah, for this price, I'm going to pick him up. And yeah, you can see here, his box is quite beat up. Like that's probably why the price is so cheap. But in Europe, you know, these are really hard to find. And even for like this, I think I could sell it for a lot more than I bought it for. Not that I'd want to sell it. I actually want to review it and make a video for it. Yeah, that was my first pickup. Power Rangers, looks good, and it's a Green Ranger. And then that kind of led me on into, okay, what do I want to get next? Because we went back to Mandrake. Mandrake was the place where they had most of the most Power Ranger stuff that I saw. But there was a lot of teams that I didn't know. They also had more SPD Rangers. Whilst I was actually there was a live stream on the Power Rangers YouTube where they were showing all of the Power Rangers Samurai series. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of like a cool series. Like I really like the designs of the costumes. They're very straightforward. They're also very Japanese. And yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. So I ended up picking up a few Samurai Rangers. So since we already had the green, we have Schinken Green here, which is quite funny because in German, Schinken means ham. So these are ham Rangers. And yeah, I really think they're cool looking characters. Again, comes with all of its accessories. What's really cool in Mandrake is that it tells you like what kind of condition it's in. So this one is a resealed one, so it has like a really nice box. It's been opened at some point, but now it's been resealed, and yeah, it's quite in good condition. And you can see there the price was 3,000 yen, which is about 19 euros, I think. So got a good price for him. And actually, I remember one of the episodes of the Samurai Rangers what I was watching in Japan was the one where the green and the blue ranger gets like glued together, get their hands glued together, and they have to learn about teamwork and working together. So what I did was picked up the blue ranger because again, he looks very nice. He's actually unopened, so I'll be the first person to open this figure, even though it's like 12 years old or 10 years old or 11. When is it? Yeah, this one's 2011, so it's 12 years old. And yeah, I especially like the Blue Ranger because he comes with this sick bow. And to wrap it up, because my phone is running out of memory and I need to get this one done quickly. And actually, yeah, before that, he was actually a bit more expensive because he's unopened. So he was 4,500. To wrap it up, I went for the Red Ranger and kind of coincidentally ended up picking up the female version of the Red Ranger and not the male one, which is fine because she still looks cool. I just didn't realize really that there was a female one because I didn't get that far in the show. But I did a bit of research about it and how it's meant to be the guy's sister and the true heir to the Shiba clan, I think it was called. So I picked up Red as well. And yeah, kind of interesting because you can see like she is on a white box with red and these ones are on like blue, so on their own colors. So it kind of makes it stand out. She comes with all of her accessories as well. She has this really awesome looking sword. And yeah, you can see on here, I got her from Book Off for 3,600 yen. So yeah, it's probably like 22 euros or something like that. Don't quote me on the exchange rates. But yeah, that was the kind of what I picked up there. Like not necessarily what I wanted to get. Like I really wanted to get something new, but I was also, when I was there, like I said, it was mostly robot stuff. And I was like, I don't just want to buy S.H.Figurarts because I want to buy them. Like I want them because I think they're interesting. So I didn't actually buy any new stuff. But I'm happy that I picked this stuff up because they all look cool. They are more or less the same figure from articulation standpoint as the ones I already unboxed, and I really loved how they worked, even though they're old, like just how they worked and how they look compared to Lightning Collection. They work so well and they just pose so well, and they have really nice accessories. So I'm excited to open these up, and I will be doing that on the channel. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video for you just to let you know where I was, what I was doing, what Japan was like, what toy hunting in Japan was like. And yeah, I hope you check out all of the reviews. And if you enjoyed videos like this, let me know in the comments, because I'd like to do more kind of vlogging and just kind of talking, maybe while, I don't know, working on toys, or I have some like Lego sets, maybe we build some Lego sets or something like that. Would be really cool. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Look out for the reviews, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.